Well, good good evening. Good evening. Good evening. I trust that. Hang on a second. Let me move this over just a little bit. I got a new mic. See? Cute, isn't it? It's $40 for that in the stand. It's cheap. But I tried it already and it works pretty good. It works pretty good. Hopefully it'll hang on a second. Let me do this. It'll work pretty good now too, hopefully. We turn up the volume. Better yet, why don't I do this? Hang on. There we go. That's probably a little better. Probably way too loud, I'm guessing. All right. Audio. Wonder if that's actually working. I don't know. Let's find out. We're gonna go live here in a minute. Audio one, two, two. Audio. It works from here. I wonder. I wonder if it works from there. Let's see here. Do 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 do. Okay. Hopefully, prayerfully, we got we got audio. Let's see if we've got audio here. I'm gonna make the check here before we get going. It is an important broadcast tonight, and I don't want to waste it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to waste it. Let's see here. All right, nobody's on yet, so let's see what we got going on. All right, all right. We do have audio. Put this over. Oh, mm-mm. There we go. All right, good. We do have audio, and it actually sounds pretty good. The downside is that I need to always monitor my audio with my headphones, which makes me look pretty stupid on camera, but whatever. All right. We are decided that we're going to move from 1173 subscribers to the YouTube channel to 2000. And now the goal is an ambitious goal. The goal is to move from 1173 to 2000. That's 870 some odd um, subscribers in 28 days, which is about 30 new subscribers a day. And that's a lot. I get it. That's a lot. But I think we can do that. Now, I've chosen to talk about this tonight under the umbrella of the song from Ragtime. And you guys know a year ago I played Booker T. Washington in Ragtime. But one of the great songs in that musical is "Make Them Hear You." After the lead character decides that he's going to give himself up, and his compatriots are upset. But what he is trying to get them to realize is that things need to go on. The battle for justice needs to continue, whether he's with them or not, physically with them or not. So, and he sings his song called "Make Them Hear You," and it is a show stopper, but it makes so much sense, and it fits in so well to what we're trying to do here. Um, because Trump gets elected because a lot of people believe that their voice simply wasn't being heard, their viewpoints weren't being talked about, that they were ignored. People wonder, well, how did Trump become president? Well, I said, because I try to tell people that there's a large part of the electorate who felt that they were being ignored, that they were invisible. A large part of the electorate who felt that they were invisible, and they decided that this guy Trump noticed them, saw them, and so in the vernacular of the new age, they felt seen, and I think a lot of them felt seen for maybe the very first time in their lives, or at least since Reagan. And for those people who weren't alive or involved during the Reagan administration, I think maybe for the first time politically, they actually felt seen. They felt heard, that someone was saying what they were saying for the first time, the very first time. And anyway, that a president was. So, it's not surprising, frankly, not surprising that Trump, you know, captured the imagination of people, because what he was saying is, make them hear you, make them hear you. And that's what they did. People went to the polls. People showed up at events. People did all the stuff we're going to talk about for a little bit this evening. I'm gonna give you 5 ways, all to make them hear you. Because even now, people feel frustrated because they don't think that that mainstream is paying attention to them. They think that their voice is small, and a lot of people who want to, and there are a lot of people who want you to be quiet. And may benefit when ordinary Americans like yourself and myself decide that our voices don't matter. Now, I started Fight Back Media because I believe that one honest voice used consistently can reach people. I started doing podcasting back on March of 2008. Wow. Yeah. So we're we're honing in on a lot of years. We're honing in on 20 years. I say it all the time. I was podcasting before podcasting was cool. Let me pull this down a little bit. It's gonna make a little noise. There you go. I was podcasting before podcasting was cool. And I thought it was important because if one person had a voice and could give flight to other people having that voice, that was going to be important. So Fight Back Media exists to prove that one honest voice used consistently can reach people. And that word consistently is important. And then those people can reach other people. And that's what we've used to grow. We haven't had a marketing budget. We haven't had a marketing plan. Most of Fight Back Media has been me and Paul Swanson. I mean, there you go. So there hasn't been like a whole bunch of people. We didn't get, frankly, in the beginning, as I was naive and foolish, I was under the impression that, some of these other people that were out there, like Heritage Foundation and others, would help out, but they didn't. And I soon learned that they were involved in their own thing, and their own thing didn't include us. But it didn't change the fact that we had to reach people too. We didn't have the resources, but we had to reach people. We didn't have the platform, but we had to reach people. And I really understood that one voice could be heard during the Tea Party time. I was one of the first speakers at a Tea Party gathering here in Tampa. And for those people who are saying, well, we were propped up by the Koch brothers and stuff. Well, let me paint a picture for you. Our stage was the back of a pickup truck, not a new pickup truck, but a pickup truck. And my microphone was attached to a 15-watt practice guitar amp that was sitting on the cab of the truck. That was it. My lectern was a music stand, and that was it. I would think, golly, if the Koch brothers, were backing this, or the Republican Party was backing this, they could have done a little better than that. But they weren't. This was my lesson in single voices matter. And people showed up, they heard, and they took the message, not just from me, but from others that day. And around the country, they made a difference. So I know that it works. Number 2, you can make them hear you by showing up. Something else that those Tea Party gatherings proved to me. Now, we don't win by posting once and getting discouraged and then disappearing. That's not how it works. We win by being present every day. And some of us can do that here, like on YouTube or on Facebook, but everybody can do it in conversations, like at school or work and board meetings, in churches. And right now we are approaching the mid to 2026 midterms, of course, at the ballot box. The idea is that we have to be there. You have to show up. Showing up is important, because if you show up, that means it meant something to you. You know, it means that it meant enough for you to stop what you were doing and do something that you believe was important. It's funny that I mentioned school board meetings. School board meetings are so important because people now are so upset with the condition of schools and what's being taught in schools and what the children, all that stuff. But it's one of the least looked into, other than judges, least looked into offices that people run for year after year after year. And we kind of built this. We kind of built it. I tell people all the time, we kind of built this madness. How? By ignoring it. By not thinking it was important enough. Because the school board election isn't nearly as fun or as sexy as a presidential election. I know. I understand. But I've always thought it's probably as important, especially when you're talking about the future of your community and your city and state and our nation. So we have to show up, and I think we have to show up everywhere. Because I tell you what, the left shows up everywhere. And you're going to say, well, they pay people. I know. I'm sure. I know. You're right. They pay people. I get it. So what? So what? They pay people. Show up anyway. Show up at the school board meeting, at the county commission meeting, at the city council meeting. Show up. Sign up to speak. And if you're not a speaker, get a bunch of people to show up and at least wear the same damn t-shirt. Let them know that you're there. Let them know that the issue, whatever it is, whether it's potholes, whether it's data centers, whether it's city bus stops, or whether it's flock cameras, whatever it is, show up, because that will make more of a difference than you think. It will make a much bigger difference than you think. All right, keep going here. Number 3. And when you show up, make them hear you with the truth. This program, the Morning Report, is not built on repeating talking points. What I don't do before every video is grab all the Republican talking points and then regurgitate them. I don't. When I first started doing the podcast on Blog Talk Radio years ago, my best friend still asked me if I was going to be like another Rush Limbaugh, and I said, no, I'm not. I never even got a chance to listen to Rush Limbaugh while I was doing the audio cast on Blog Talk Radio because, his show started at noon, mine started at noon. We were going head to head. We weren't going head to head. He was, he had 20 million listeners. I had 4. So we weren't going head to head like that. But I wasn't trying to figure out what Rush was doing. I wasn't in his stack of stuff and regurgitating what he said. I wasn't. I was doing my own research. I was doing my own thoughts about things. I was doing my own observations, and I've been doing that all along. So I'm trying to find what the truth is. So we're built not on talking points. We're not trying to protect the powerful. What we're trying to do is say what's true, even when it's not popular. I had some videos about data centers that just rubbed some of the people I've known for a long time the wrong way. And we'll do that. I did a short that I haven't put up yet, but I will, about flock cameras that's going to rub some people the wrong way. Not that I am in favor of a surveilled society. Not that we already aren't, but we have to have some real adult discussions about these things. Not bumper sticker level discussions, but real adult, get in the weeds, find out what's really going on, discussions about these things, and find out what the truth is. That's important. And that's how we're going to be heard. Number 4, make them hear you by building. Something that we don't do or don't do well. Not just complaining, not just whining, but building. We can criticize the failures in Washington easily. There's a bunch of failures, and they're easy to criticize. And of course, in the media and our institutions, we do that all day long and all night. But Fight Back Media has to be a part of the answer. We really have to be a part of the answer. Informing people, encouraging courage, and building a loyal audience that can act when it matters. One thing that warms the cockles of my little heart is when somebody writes me and says, you know what? Well, yeah, I saw your video about schools, and I attended and I went to my next school board meeting in my town. I'm like, yeah, rock on, because that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Or I went to this meeting to find out more about data centers or flock cameras or whatever it is. I'm using those two because those are the hot button issues right now. I went and found out something. Now, they might have gone and found out something that's true, that we don't necessarily see eye to eye on, but they got involved. They got off the couch, and they got with other people and they started building something, and that is very, very important, because we don't build. No is not building. No is tearing down. Number 5, and I'll let you go. Make them hear us together. The road to 2000 for us is not about a number beside my name. It's about an expanding the reach of this microphone. Okay. Every subscription says there's one more person who will not be silent, that won't be fooled, and that won't surrender the country without being heard. And how do you do that? You subscribe, you watch, you comment, you share, you hit that share button, and you share it with one other person. And either that person is somebody who needs to hear it because, frankly, they're wrong, or somebody else, I'm fighting what finger to hold up, somebody else who needs to hear it to be encouraged. And on top of that, you build something. You're building a family. You're building a coalition. Again, we're moving from 1173 right now. We're trying to move to 2000 by my birthday. My birthday is on September 6th. And if we can move from 1173 to 2000, we're talking about, what, 820, 825? That's about 30 a day. So what I need you to do, I need you to everybody who's already listening, everybody who's already subscribed, please share the video, share this video, share your favorite video of mine, and encourage that person to click the subscribe button. Now, if you think I want you to hit the subscribe button just because I can get into the program and make money, let me help you. That's not going to happen. YouTube has suspended my AdSense account. It's been permanently suspended for about 6 or 7 years. There's little or no chance that they are going to monetize this channel. This channel is never going to make a nickel. So I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. As a matter of fact, I have 2 videos that are out there talking about Google crapping my AdSense account. AdSense, ADSENSE. It is the program by which that Google and YouTube, they're the same company, pay creators. And you have to have a working AdSense account, and I do not. It's been suspended, permanently suspended. Revoked, I guess would be a better word, right? So I'm not doing this to make money. That'd be great. That would be fantastic if this channel ever got monetized. But my belief that this channel is never going to be monetized, because I don't think that YouTube is ever going to, or Google's ever going to decide to lift my my ban. It's funny that, you know, so many other creators who much bigger than I, who had who have more than 1 million subscribers, have been shadow banned, but they are still in the program, and they were supporting themselves. Not just, I mean, they were growing and supporting themselves. I would do well with what they're doing, what they're making now. And what they're making now has really cut down the amount of videos that they make. I would do well by that. I mean, I'm talking about table scraps, frankly. But I'm not getting those, and I'm not going to. But I want to keep doing this, and because I want more and more people to be on board with what we're doing. From 1173 to 2000, that's 30 a day. We have over 1,000 subscribers already. If a quarter of you could contact one person, we'd be really close, wouldn't we? If we could add another 250 people, and they could add another 250 people, and they could add another 250 people, we'd be there. Or if half of us could add, you know, a person or 2 people apiece, we'd be there. We need 30 a day. It's an ambitious goal, but I think we can do it. Anyway, it's time to get out of here. School starts tomorrow in my district. I don't have to go. Well, until we see you again, go out there and learn something, love somebody, and for goodness sakes, y'all take care of yourself, because we will see you when we see you. Bye-bye now.